Sports Up Show on MKTV channel. Stay tuned. Sports medic play a very important role when it comes to preparing players either for a match or checking out their injuries. And that is why in today's episode, I am going to have a chat with the Kakamega Homeboyz main physiotherapist, Bernadette Aseyo. She is going to tell us what it takes to be a physiotherapist, what you need to be the best physiotherapist. My name is Margaret Sasha Nechesa, and this is the Sports Rap Show. So guys, today I'm joining Bena kwa workout zake. Nafikiri usinitese. Sijavaa poa. Sawa, so let's give it a try. Then we go to lunges. Alternate hand. Okay. You guys today are really having I don't know. Okay. The normal. Then we can finish with a squat. Okay. 5. Ready? Yes. Position. Squat. We go down release. Yes. Chinny. 1, 2, 4. Wow. That was such a moment, guys. Hey, I need some fitness classes. Bena, nitapata mwalimu. You're welcome. Sawa. So wacha tuingane tuone whatever you do. Yeah. Sindio? Yes. Okay. Twende. So sports medic play a very important role when it comes to preparation of players during matches and of course taking care of their injuries. And that is why on today's episode, I want to focus and have a chat with the Kakamega Homeboyz main physiotherapist, Bernadette Aseyo. So the beautiful lady is going to give us the experiences she goes through at Kakamega Homeboyz. And of course, atatuambia venye yeye udili na wanaume kwa game. You know, she is a lady. So, and actually guys, today we are shooting this show at Milimani Resort in Kakamega. It is just around 200 meters from Kakamega town. Welcome to the show. My name is Margaret Sasha Nechesa. Bena, karibu sana kwa show.
Asante.
And labda tu ujiintroduce kidogo kwa watu, utueleze ulianza kwa history ya physiotherapy lini?
Okay. My name is Bernadette Aseyo. I'm the main physiotherapist of Kakamega Homeboyz, a team which plays the Kenya Premier League. And my journey as a physiotherapist has not been that easy, but I've managed. I've been in and out of various teams. The first one I've worked with the Masinde Muliro University team, the rugby team. It used to play the Championship League. And then later on I transferred to another local team at home. And then I later on landed at Kakamega Homeboyz, which recently I'm still working there as their medic.
Okay. You've said you are a physiotherapist at most rugby, yeah. And then saizi umejipata kwa football. Yes. What are the differences? I'm sure injuries were different, yes. Because the rugby maybe ni mostly tumbo and stuff, yeah. But then the football pia ni tofauti. Yeah. Kuna tofauti gani wakati ambao unadili na hawa wagonjwa? Ile tofauti umeona kwa rugby na kwa football?
Yeah, I can say there's a big difference when it comes to football and rugby, because in rugby it's more of a contact sport as compared to football. And in rugby there are a lot of injuries, total body injuries, majorly concussions, usually in a game utapata mchezaji at least in a game utapata mchezaji amepata concussion, and like in football where the whole match you can the game can end without any player getting any injury. So in rugby there's a lot of injuries there, mainly concussions and all these kuvunjika, the fractures, as compared to football. Football normally it's minor injuries like bruises. Yeah.
Okay. So kidogo of course watu wangependa kujiuliza maswali mengi. You are a lady. And kuna wanaume wengi sana ambao labda pia wako wamesoma ile kitu umesoma, wako na experience yenyewe uko nayo. But then how are you able to work comfortably na hawa wanaume? Kuna of course watu wataulizana, okay, time ya kuchange, time una massage huko. Hiyo upitia nini time unafanya hizo the whatever, how will I say it? Rugby ya most ilikuwa wanaume, Kakamega Homeboyz ni ya wanaume, and then you are a lady, you are playing a very ile role yenye ndasemaje, it is like kuna body contact when unafanya hiyo job yako. Ulipataje hiyo chance kama dem kufanya hiyo role, and then challenges zenye uko nazo kudili na wanaume?
Okay, I'll start by responding with the first question.
Yes.
Vile nilipata hiyo job. Generally my course ni kitu nimesomea.
Okay.
I've done a bachelor's in health promotion and sports science.
Okay.
And then I had an interest in the sports medicine part.
Okay.
So I got that motivation ya kufanya hiyo kazi ya kuwa medic while I was in my attachment at the physiotherapy department. Yeah, because nilikuwa naona there's a gap, you know, with the current generation saizi, for you to succeed you have to identify a gap yenye you can easily fit in.
Very true.
So after weighing all those sides, I came to conclude that hizi sports there are very few women in sports. Yeah. And now that I cannot participate in any sport, I'd rather be in a sport but as their medic.
Behind the scenes.
Yeah, behind the scenes.
Okay.
Though earlier on I used to play rugby.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then what happened?
Yeah, I was a good rugby player, by the way. But then I think when I got in campus, nilikuwa lazy, and then now with the training schedule and everything, and then when I came to Kakamega, at that time there were no any teams there
for ladies.
Yeah. So I was told that for me to play rugby, I had to start a team.
Wow.
And by that time, I didn't have the motivation. So we ended up starting a team while I was in third year, but my high school life, I played rugby and netball. So here in campus, I used to play netball and I used to play rugby. And then now when I identified the gap, yeah, kukua medic, I decided to do something that I love. I be a medic in a profession that I love.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's where I started with the rugby team. Yeah.
Okay. And then the challenges as a woman.
Now the challenges are quite a lot. The first one is your boundaries and the limits between players and me myself, even the technical bench itself. Yeah. And then the other challenge that I face is maybe there's in the rehabilitation part, there's something called return to play protocol.
Okay.
Yeah. And now most of the management requires the medic to make the player return to the field earlier, as soon as possible. Without observing the return to play. It's RTP protocol.
Okay, like for example, maybe there's this match. This is let me use an example of a player, an important player at Kakamega Homeboyz. Let's say Peter Fiongo.
Yeah.
Peter Fiongo alikuwa na goals kama 8, and then there's this match against, let's say, Gor Mahia.
Yeah.
This is a tough match.
Yes.
Peter Fiongo has an injury, but then they're telling you lazima ingie game.
Exactly.
What? Okay.
So it's like they want you to perform some sort of
Miracle.
on the player so that arudi kwa uwanja, of which it's quite impossible, because normally with recovery it has something to do with your immune system. You know, we do our part, and then tena, in as much as we let God do his part, we also let your immune system
play its own role.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. So generally recovery, it's just a matter of your immune system and how you respond to these injuries. Because utapata management inakwambia a certain player alikuwa na the same injury and it lasted for 2 weeks. Why is this other player amekaa sana kwa bench bila kurudi kwa uwanja? So that is also a challenge.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. And another challenge also, it's identifying the best program when you're doing the rehabilitation part.
Okay.
Yeah. Because once I've assessed your injury, I have to identify the best program, the suitable program for you to so that it can help you in your recovery. Yeah, and I have to observe all those protocols, when it comes to rehabilitation.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what is your typical day like? Let's say now the KPL is back, and we have matches, of course, weekends, maybe and weekdays.
Yeah.
What is your typical day like at Kakamega Homeboyz? You as the physiotherapist.
Okay. On a normal day, I wake up in the morning. I do my home workouts ya kujichangamsha, and then that means that I've already started my day. Our training is usually morning hours, so I have to report at training by around 9. And then after training sessions, the training sessions ends at around 12. So by 1, I go, and I have also some clients that I do rehabilitation for.
Okay.
Yeah. And then from the whole afternoon, it's my rehabilitation time. It's when I go and attend to my clients and all those things. Yeah. And maybe in a day that we are not training, I go for the county program.
Okay.
Since I'm incorporated there as one of their support staff.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, brilliant. What are the qualifications for one to become a physiotherapist? Like for example, naweza tu jifunza hiki tu mahali alafu nipate job ama lazima niende shule? What is qualifications ni gani?
Okay, qualifications. What I can say in Kenya, there are no qualifications.
Okay.
Yeah,
wow.
because if you look at the Kenya Premier League, there are a lot of unqualified personnel there, the team doctors who are unqualified but they are working. Yeah, so I think they just so long as you can massage, you're just good to go. But for a professional, you have to do any sports-related course, a sports science course, or you can do sports medicine, or even physiotherapist. Yeah.
Okay. So guys, let us go for a short commercial break, and when we come back, we're still going to have a chat with Bernadette Aseyo. So don't touch that dial. This is Sports Wrap Show on MKTV channel.
I wanna rock with somebody. I wanna take shots with somebody. Shot. I wanna.
We are driven by passion so as to meet the high demand for quality education. Our sole mission has been to provide holistic higher education by promoting excellence in research, integrating innovation and technology in learning. This has developed well-rounded citizens to impact the social, political, and economic world. We are proud to have mentored thousands of world-class graduates who have gone on to become captains of industry in their respective fields. We admit both government and self-sponsored students for our degree programs, all of which are accredited by the Commission for University Education. We also offer diploma and certificate programs. So if you want to go to the very top, look no further. ZTech University. Invent your future. Apply today for the April-May intake.
Sanaa ni uti wa mgongo wa kila jamii. Basi MKTV channel imekuandalia awamu ya msanii wa sanaa ambayo itakwenda kujia kila siku ya Jumanne kuanzia milango ya saa 1 hadi saa 3 usiku. Ungana nami mzee mzima Moses Mshairi ndani ya MKTV channel.
MKTV presents The Badge Show. Burudisha
na nikamale au maremare, nikamale au maremare, akakanguna nikangale au shashamane, nikangale au shashamane.
elimisha, rekebisha jamii. From the local music
baby,
to the international hits,
shower you with all my attention. Yeah, these are my only intentions.
bringing you epic and captivating experience every Saturday from 3 to 5 p.m. Hosted by your one and only big deal DJ.
Raising awareness about your general health aims to engage and empower you to choose healthy behaviors and make changes that reduce the risk of developing body complications. This is why Health Matters got you covered. Every Thursday, 8 to 9 p.m. on MKTV channel, you will have all your health questions answered. I am your host, Apeti Ameka Ivy.
Welcome back to the show. This is Bernadette Aseyo, the main physiotherapist of Kakamega Homeboyz Sports Rap Show, MKTV.
Wow. That was brilliant. So, Bena, labda you can just tell us your most enjoyable moment as a physiotherapist. Ukwa gani?
It's something weird, but for me, my most enjoyable moment is when I see a player ameumia, because
Okay.
yeah, it's weird by the way, but you know,
It reminds me tunyo tusema daktari ye biashara yake ni kuuza kutibu watu, kuuza madawa, so anaomba tu watu wagonjeke.
Exactly.
You guys.
Yeah.
Okay.
So in as much as I'm praying that no one gets an injury, I'm also craving for one to get an injury.
Okay.
Yeah.
And maybe let's say your toughest injury yenye mwaipata tu kwa game ni gani? Ile tunasema wahi sasa huyu player guys, sijui itakuwa aje.
My toughest injury was a concussion, though it was in rugby. Yeah. I had a player who had concussed while he was trying to defend another player from scoring. Yeah. And then almost all of the people that were around were scared of attending to that player. So I had to brace myself up, and then I went on. Then nikamsaidia. I did first aid for him. Aliconcuss, and then mdomo ikakatika, macho pia ikakatika. Then there was sand ilikuwa imeingia ndani ya mchanga, mapua and mdomo. So I had to do first aid for him. Even the ambulance people only gave me the resources, but walikata kunisaidia. I had to get one brave person and we ended up doing first aid for the player, ndo tukamu-evacuate now to the hospital.
What?
Yeah, I can say it was very traumatizing to the whole team. Yeah, because after that, players pia walikuja wakakuwa na hiyo uoga.
Yeah, wanaanza kugopata kucheza hivyo.
Yes.
Because wanasema kama wewe alifanywa hivi na mimi. Okay, there's this situation as fans. Now let me just bring you either at Most or Kakamega Homeboyz. Game imeshika, you know, and Kakamega Homeboyz is scoring goals after goals. Have you ever wished to be a fan instead of being a physiotherapist? Like, you know, having that feeling of being a fan of this game.
Yeah, most of the times I end up being a fan instead of playing my role there.
Okay.
Yeah, at times unapata, especially when the team is performing very well, you end up being consumed in the fans' happiness, your mood. Yeah, and then you end up forgetting, utapata unashangilia sana, forgetting that kuna player pengine aliumia mahali unafaa kukua summoned in, na huku hivi una celebrate with the fans. You know, after maybe a goal is scored, you just stand up, unaanza kupiga makofi ukisherehekea.
Unakimbia hapo.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes. So hapo Buhungu Stadium.
Yeah.
Time game iko. Time some mnaingia game sasa. Kuna hii game, of course, well saizi lazima wewe ni fan wa Kakamega Homeboyz, you know.
Yes.
Hiyo tu iko, it's outright when fan of Kakamega Homeboyz. Nini wewe ufanya like your tradition before when the game? Do you pray ama wewe ufanya tu nini unasema manze leo hii game mimi yenyewe ni physio but mimi ni fan wa hii team na hii team ni yangu. Nini wewe ufanya yenyewe unasema tu hapana today at least naomba wewe umesema unapenda injury kukua but unasema hapana injury sio mbaya. Would you have a tradition you do before a match?
Yeah, before a match I usually pray. Najiweka kando, I pray. In as much as we also pray as a team, but I also pray as an individual. Yeah, ndo pia I also get the strength and the courage to do what I'm supposed to do during the game. Yeah. Because generally, this is a secret that not many people know. Mimi ni mtu muoga. So even wakati niko ndani ya uwanja, wakati game iko on and I see fans, naogopa.
Okay.
It's like sasa nasikia ni kama nimeishiwa nguvu. So I also pray for that courage and strength to carry out my activities.
How do you feel the sporting industry is ready to kukubali wanawake kufanya such technical parts za game? Do you feel industry iko ready ama wanawake ndo tuko laid back sisi wenyewe?
I think it's just a matter of mindset. Ni ile sasa unaona ukienda watanichukulia aje. Yeah, generally us as women we are supposed to take the brave step and go for it. Yeah, tunafaa tuende ndio mtu akukataza kuambie no you can't. It's when sasa you have to prove the person wrong. But generally with the sports industry naona kama everything is okay. They embrace women. They also motivate us in whichever way that we need to be motivated. So it's upon us to take the brave step na tusonge na chenye tunaweza songa nayo.
So guys, I want to ask Bena some few questions nione kama najua timu yake vizuri sana. So I have a gift for you Bena. This is courtesy of Zitech University. So hata usipopata zote bado nitakupatia tu zawadi. So usijali.
Okay.
So uko ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay. So the first question. Which position was Kakamega Homeboyz during the 2019-2020 KPL League yenye ilisimamishwa?
Number 3.
Number 3.
Yeah.
Okay. Ndakupea score line tukimaliza.
Okay.
Question number 2. Kakamega Homeboyz hosted Wazito during the second leg at Buhungu Stadium.
Yeah.
What was the score line?
They drew. It was a draw.
It was a draw of how many goals?
1-1.
Question number 3. Kakamega Homeboyz top scorer alikuwa nani? Kwa hiyo league 2. Kwa hiyo tu hii 2019-2020 season alikuwa nani?
Peter Piongo.
Okay. Number 4. Who is Kakamega Homeboyz main goalkeeper?
David Ouma, aka Jeshi.
Okay. The lady is really good, Bana. But anyway, there's only one question in Yami fail. Kakamega Homeboyz walimaliza number 2. Walikuwa number 2. Tukao wanakuwa nakimbizana hivi sana na Gor Mahia. Walikuwa number 2. So as promised, wacha nikupatie zawadi yako. Courtesy of Zitech University. There is a notebook. There's this lovely tissue from Zitech, and then there is a shopping bag. So here you go, Bena.
Thank you very much.
Okay. So labda tu utueleze wewe una feel, you know, saizi wewe hauko Kakamega Homeboyz. Saizi ball ilisimamishwa. Una feel imeaffect aje sporting industry, issue ya COVID and everything, imeaffect aje sporting industry? Because I'm sure most of your colleagues especially players wanategemea sana hii ball. Wewe una feel COVID imeaffect aje hii story ya footballing industry ama sports industry?
Generally kila kitu imeenda chini. Even the sponsors wenye walikuwa sahi wametoka, they withdrew the sponsorship basically because there's no way they can sponsor something that is not going on. Yeah, so sahi teams, most of the teams ni kujitegemea. And then players wengi wao wanakuwa idle. Most of them pia hiyo ndio ilikuwa their main hustle. Yeah, in as much as it was something it was their passion, it was also their hustle, their main hustle. Yeah, so wengi wako affected. Juu sahi tena teams unapata it's either kuna zingine hazilipwi totally.
Very true. Like wengine, 6 months hata.
Yeah. Wengine wanalipwa half. Na you know in a year pia unakuwa umebudgetia your income. Vile inakuwa. So they end up being disappointed. Most of the players now wako frustrated, and I think even some are even depressed. Yeah. So it will be better pia even the management if they try and reach out for their players.
Okay.
Yeah.
So and do you feel okay, saizi umesema players wanapewa half salary and pia nyinyi officials ama ndasema the technical bench team, do you think ball imejaribu kukata for you guys vizuri pia, because of course pia nyinyi mko na bills zenu, kuna wale wanategemea hii kitu kabisa maybe wana side hustle. Do you feel pia management imetry kuangalia nyinyi kama technical bench?
Yeah, that one I can say wamejaribu sana because ukicompare situations other people wameundergo, because others in other professions kuna wengine wameachishwa kazi, wengine yani vitu zimeenda ata shutdown. Yeah. But sisi hiyo nusu yenye unapata unasema heri nusu shari kuliko shari kamili. So with whatever little you get inabidi ujipange. So it's either you have to reduce your budget and your expenditure, yeah, so that you can fit in whatever amount unapata. Yeah.
And teams, let's say Kakamega Homeboyz penye huko, inakupatia enough equipment ama ndasema aje, ni equipment ama nini? In terms of wewe kufanya kazi yako vizuri, wanakupatia vitu enough ama tena ni zile tena sijui kuna nini?
They are not enough, but the few that we have, we also try and maximize them. Yeah.
Okay.
At times we try, and there's this concept of adaptability. You adapt and overcome.
Okay.
Yeah. You can't wait upatiwe kila kitu. So with hiyo kidogo yenye unapata nayo, you also
improvise. Unatafuta kanjia kwa make sure kitu ina happen.
Yes.
Wow. That is beautiful. So labda guys, wacha tuende ndani. Bena atuoneshe, atuoneshe some activity kidogo yenye yeye ufanya. So join us.
I wanna rock with somebody. I wanna take shots with somebody. Shot. I wanna leave with somebody.
Okay. So the first question before you attend to your client, you have to ask them about their medical history.
And players?
Even with the players, now with the players I have their profile, their medical profile. So I just check on the book nikiangalia nini yao. Yeah, so that nitajua. But some with players
emergency za kwa pitch ile time yenye hauna hata ile kuangalia hizo vitu.
Now with players most of them I know.
Okay.
Yeah. It's something yenye sana nimesha record to in my mind. I just know who you are hivi. Yeah. That But again, in case of an emergency kwa uwanja, massage si kitu unafanya saa hiyo. Yeah. It's normally advised massage you start doing it after 72 hours.
Okay.
Yeah. Now within the first 72 hours there's this kitu inaitwa price. Yeah. Price. Yeah. PRICE.
Okay.
You press, then you rest, ice, compress, elevate.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
That is something I've never heard about.
Yeah. And sasa with her,
yes,
with the knee injury, so shida kona yo.
Yes, just
yeah, it's an ACL injury. It's something that I've been rehabilitating. So hii ilikuwa session ya massage, of which sasa I'm going to show you how I go about it.
ACL injury ndo gani?
ACL injury. Now most of the players wanakuwa prone kupata ACL injury, inaitwa anterior cruciate ligament.
Okay.
Now with the knee, most of the knee injuries zina deal na the ligaments. Yeah, sio bones. So utapata ligaments ndio ziko inflamed. Hiyo the inflammation part.
Okay.
Yeah. So with her alikuwa anasema pain kuku mbele. So with after pain kuku mbele na umeassess hizo vitu zote, have come to the conclusion that it's an ACL injury.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Sawa. So what are you on it?
So maybe you can assist me opening that.
Wow.
So this one is castor oil. It's more a herbal oil, but more glycerin ni katikati ya herbal hapo na glycerin.
Okay.
Yeah. And then this is liquid paraffin. So this one is majorly for lubrication. I combine liquid paraffin and castor oil.
Okay.
Yeah, so that castor oil ni kama glycerin inakwama. So hii inaisaidia kudissolve, and then wakati una massage there's no hakutakuwa na friction sana with the skin.
Very true. Very true. Sawa. Let me help you.
Okay.
So ni kumwagia hapo.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah, that's enough.
Okay.
So I mix them, and then I apply on the knee.
Okay.
Now since it's the frontal, it's the anterior part that is affected, I'm not only going to focus on this side, but I'm also going to focus on the posterior part.
Okay.
Yeah. Now with rehabilitation, what you do to one side, you also do to the other
side.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ndio sasa isikuje ikanini ikakuwa affected, because sasa hivi the anterior ligaments ziko affected. Majorly sasa the posterior ones zinatumika.
Very true.
Yeah.
Okay.
So akizidi kutumia the posterior ones bila the anterior ones kutumika, atakuwa ana strain the posterior ligaments.
By the way, this reminds me, kuna time nilikuwa nasoma something about athletes' health, male compared to females.
Okay.
Na walikuwa nasema nimekumbuka tu jina ACL. It's like they were saying sijui the females ndo wako prone to that injury, ama there was just something sikuwa naelewa
about the ACL.
Yes.
Now with
the male, there was just kuna katofauti kidogo hapo hivyo.
With the ACL, I can't say a specific gender is prone to such, but generally what I know is athletes, any athlete, especially these the ones that sprint, kama kina Bolt.
Yes.
They are very much prone to the anterior knee, because the anterior ligament ndio inakusaidia wakati you are flexing and extending your leg.
Okay.
Yeah. So when it's affected, you'll not be in a position ya kukunja mguu.
True.
Yeah, you'll be limited to a certain level.
Okay. So let's just see how you're doing it.
So this one, it's more for deep tissue massage because ACL ni vitu ziko deep, so I can't do a superficial massage. I need to compress it. I need to apply pressure.
Okay.
I apply pressure.
And especially for athletes venye unajua wamekauka. Achana na udem at least. Yeah. You know, at least when you are because of the workouts and everything. Yes. Okay.
So maybe you can assist me with the towel. Gently. Hapa chini. Tena. Okay. So this way. So usually the knee ni place tricky sana ku massage because ni place haina muscle. Yeah. So you also need to be careful because wakati una apply pressure that this joint unaweza pata ina affect even the knee. Unaweza vunja one of the bones unknowingly. Yeah.
So ukifanya hivyo inasaidia nini ku?
So this one is friction.
Okay.
It's like I'm stimulating the tissues.
The tissues zimelala.
Yes.
Oh, nice.
Because you know the main purpose for massage inakuanga for blood flow.
Okay.
Yeah. So utapata mtu anasikia pain kwa sababu damu
haisongi. Damu haimove.
Yes. So you use any technique so long as you are not affecting, you are not
adding more pain.
Exactly.
Kumbe unafeel unasaidia, kumbe ndio unaumiza.
And as I'm doing it, I'm also supposed to focus on
the reaction of the client.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that I know penye iko uchungu zaidi. And I also focus on the leg. Usifocus hapa peke yake yet.
You're supposed to stimulate the whole muscles and yote.
Yeah.
Nice.
So for anyone who is hypertensive, una massage with the flow ikienda towards the leg.
Okay, why?
Yeah. Because massage ni blood flow.
Blood flow.
Yeah,
yes.
you stimulate blood flow. And when you massage in this position towards the heart, blood ina pump sana towards the heart.
Okay, inakuwa hard sana. So inaweza mshtua.
Yeah, anaweza pata an attack while you're doing it.
What?
Yes.
Yeah, kumbe lazima mtu aende shule.
Yeah. So unajua most of the people wanaiogopa, wanasema there's no way wanaweza fanya such a course. Unajua the moment unaambia mtu sports science, mentality yako nayo ni PE.
Very true.
And then people tend to despise that course. Na hiyo course it's very marketable size. Yeah. Some mtu anasema kuna vile naweza kuja campus kufanya kurukaruka. Yeah, that's their mindset. Alafu anasema other than kukua a PE teacher, haoni kazi nyingine anaweza fanya.
So maybe just a parting shot kwa watu wenye wanawatch show, of course educate somebody about issues to do with sports science. Who unaweza mwambia nini? Just talk to the camera.
To anyone who's trying, to anyone who wants to be a masseuse or to be a professional masseuse or to be a physiotherapist or an occupational therapist, I'd really recommend you take these courses. Kama physiotherapy inakuwa ngumu as a course kufanya, you can decide and use sports science as your stepping stone, and pole pole you'll upgrade.
So guys, we have come to the end of our show. I hope you've enjoyed the show. Of course, I have enjoyed the show because leo nimelearn kitu tofauti, you know. I've learned issues to do with ACL. Kitu kama hiyo. So as Bena has told you guys, sports science sio PE peke yake, you know. Gap iko na watu hawasomi iko. So and remember, this show has been brought to you courtesy of Zetech University. This is the only institution yenye iko ready to admit students for online classes. So apply at ZTech, upgrade, join it. Hata kama ulichaguliwa na government, they offer courses, guys. So until next time, this has been the Sports Rap Show on MKTV channel, and this show leo tumeshoot at Milimani Resort. As you can see, the rooms are lovely, and of course mlionaje kulikuwa kusupu sana. So guys, until next time, this is MKTV channel. My name is Margaret Sasha Nechesa. Enjoy your weekend. Bye bye.
Baby by me, baby, be a millionaire. Have a baby by me, baby, be a millionaire. Have a baby by me, baby, be a millionaire. Be a millionaire.